Wherever there's an episodic series, you can bet two men will talk to you. AJ Talon and Owen Finch give their thoughts on Owen and AJ Talks.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Owen and AJ Talks. I'm Owen Finch, and I'm here with
AJ Talon, and today we're back once again for YellowJackets. This time it's Season 3, Episode 3. Good old 3-3. What's the name of this episode, Owen?
Them's the Breaks, which is, I remember last episode, I think it was something about popping your ankle back in. I forget what it was. And, you tried to, really overthink it and talk about an over message, but it was, literally, something that happened in the episode. It's the same thing. Huh?
Dislocation.
Yeah. So it's the same thing here, where it actually it doesn't play a big part in the episode, but it's the name of the episode.
Yeah, all the things to name, to happen in the episode. That's a very minor one,
Yeah. So they should have tried to picked a better. I can't really think of a better name because I'm on the spot right now, but yeah. Before we kind of break down this episode, though, some big news I found out over the weekend, and that kind of broke over the weekend about YellowJackets. We'll kind of mention it, but we're not going to talk too much about it because we haven't even finished Season 3, so we can't really give too many thoughts on this. But we found out the creators confirmed that Season 4 is going to be the last season for YellowJackets. They went on a few interviews and talked about it. I obviously didn't read it too intently because I didn't want to get it spoiled on anything, but it's the main headline, and a lot of people have been talking about this. I was pretty shocked because obviously the plan was to do 5 seasons, and I'm shocked they ended it at 4. Kind of given my thoughts on it with the limited information I have. I think it makes sense. This show, production-wise, has had a lot going against it because obviously they had to take a year off due to the pandemic, and then they had to take another year off due to the writer's strike, so they haven't really been able to do anything production-wise. A lot of the younger cast are starting to do other projects, so obviously it's going to be tough to really probably have them stick around for another couple seasons. As I mentioned before, maybe some of them want to have families and stuff because some of them are getting to that age. Like I talked about before, Sam Hamratty, who plays Misty in the past, was pregnant. Obviously, she spent, that doesn't have to be, she can't be in the show because obviously she's still in it this season, but obviously, who knows how much she's going to be active this season since she's pregnant, but they can't do anything physical.
I remember in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, one of the main characters had to be sitting down for a lot of her scenes in one of the seasons because she was very pregnant.
I mean, obviously it's not a pregnancy thing, but towards the end of 2.5 Men season 8, a lot of Charlie Sheen scenes had to be filmed with him sitting down, but that wasn't a pregnancy thing. That was because he was on drugs type of thing. So,
Yeah, basically medical and physical stuff like that can definitely cause issues with the show. Obviously that's one person, but like you said, for a lot of them, probably thinking about wanting to move on to other stuff. Outside of the show reasons is probably is why they're ending it. Although, like we've said, they're doing a lot of time jumps in this show. We are almost at the point in the past where they get rescued. There really isn't that much time left until they get to that point. So they would kind of have to end it if they want it, unless they wanted to do a past section where they are, already, rescued and it's them going back into society.
Right. And we lost a whole season because again they did such a big time jump after season 2 to 3, and then we'll see what happens. Again, my uncle told me off camera that with how season 3 ends, it makes more sense that 4 is going to be the last one. So we'll see how season 3 ends. Let's just talk about this episode. I just wanted to mention that. This episode was directed by Jonathan Lisco, and he also wrote the episode, so that's pretty cool. the fact that he wrote and directed it. And really weird. I guess it's kind of an important episode, but Ashley Lyle and Bo Nicholson also wrote the episode, and the show creators and everything like that. So I guess it must have been important.
When they creators are heavily involved in a specific episode.
Let's hope they don't make the same mistake as in season 2 and don't work on an important episode type of thing. The cinematography was done by Shasta Spahan. I think I've talked about him before. The editing was done by Jeff Israel. And AJ, you get to mention, you have to guess the air date.
Yep. So I remember episodes 1 and 2 aired together on February 14th. So this one would have likely aired a week later. I'm guessing February 21st.
And I'm going to give you that because, again, it's, that's the Showtime viewing. They have the worldwide viewing on Wiki. It's February 23rd, but I'm giving you February 21st because I'm not a dick. So, imagine I was a dick. I wouldn't even, and I just decided not to give you that, even though.
AJ, you have fucking guessed the fucking Indonesian air date.
But, this is a kind of a big episode because, we've had good episodes, but we haven't had an episode where, we've largely enjoyed the episode type of thing.
Because the last 2 episodes we enjoyed it, but there was, 1 or 2 major things that, really threw us off. Obviously, episode 1, the big issue was, the big time jump that we skipped over a lot of important stuff from season 2. And episode 2, our major issue was them letting Lottie stay over when they have no fucking reason to do that, and apparently the whole cult is gone from the season.
Yeah, which we didn't pick up on until we talked about it on video.
Again, for the most part, those episodes were fine. It was just those 1 or 2 major things that were really hard to ignore. This episode, I think, it definitely doesn't have any major issues like those episodes did. And then the good is as good as those episodes. So it's pretty much all the positive and not really any of the negatives, which is good.
And you're going to talk about the past. The main reason why the past is so good and takes up a lot of screen time is, again, the Giga Chad Ben is just...
Yeah, again, Ben fucking tearing the show. Okay, I'm talking about the past section for this episode. I want to talk about the present. And I'm happy with that because we get a fucking amazing monologue with Ben. That I'm just okay, so there's a lot of good characters in this show. Natalie, Misty, Jeff, Callie. But Ben is a different breed of human. All right, he is such a good fucking character. He blows everybody else out of the water. I don't know what it is. All the writers just put all their effort into him.
I feel like it's not just the writer, too. The actor that plays Ben is just so good.
Yeah.
Say that again?
I said the writer, Ben, the actor does an amazing job. I don't know, Ben is an enigma. He is so strangely good.
And I feel too, with what we love him even more. And he gets really... And it's not even purposely. He gets kind of fucked over at the end of the episode, and that's what makes his character so good in a weird way.
It's this guy's making all the good decisions, and life just wants to fuck him over.
I mean, I will admit he makes a bad decision, but as we talked about, it's a bad decision that made.
Well, it is in character. It makes perfect sense why he made a bad decision. Again, I am fine for characters making bad decisions as long as it makes sense for them to do it.
But yeah, we're being so vague because we want to just I'm so happy you get the berry.
Yeah, 95% of the past section of this episode is focusing on our boy Big Ben.
I would say 98 of of the episode.
Yeah, the other 2% is Misty drugged everybody with the Doom coming juice again.
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked with what they fucking go through, but yeah, why don't you talk about the delight of Ben and just how awesome this episode, the past is, just.
So, we're cutting into Ben's, bat cave.
Which is funny because they eat bats.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's very fitting. And Mari's just kind of singing songs, humming to herself, trying to, keep calm. And then Ben comes over with some grilled up bat. And I like how he's kind of like, yeah, you guys are probably used to better, but you know what? You know, this ain't too bad. I like that because Ben was probably making a joke about like how they're eating people. You know, like he was being sarcastic.
Yeah.
But like they actually like, you know, stuff. They have like deer and rabbits and shit.
Yeah, absolutely. So I like that. Yeah.
Ben, like as a sarcastic thing, like, oh, you guys are eating people, but like they are actually eating better than that. And we see that Ben also has a mace on him. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can buy it that they had that on the plane. I guess.
Yeah, and again, he's been finding like boxes of foods and stuff like that. So maybe he found.
Yeah, I could see that maybe. Yeah, like that, like dude, the cabin dude, like had some of that lying around. I guess. Yeah.
Sure, I can buy it.
Yeah, that's fine. Just it felt a little random, you know, but like it's not like it's like fine, you know. But yeah, we get some funny stuff with Maury. Where, I was kind of surprised they started off very comedic for this section, but I was cool with it. You know, like it was kind of like a low stakes situation.
Yeah.
And the rest of the episode isn't like super comedic, so I guess they kind of wanted to start off with some funny stuff. And it also kind of helps to play into the fact that like Maury's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Where she's like trying to like flirt with Ben, and like it's very obvious that like, you know, she's just bullshitting. She's like, "Oh my god, I used to have such a crush on you," and like, and Ben's like, "You called me a pervert teacher, and like you told everyone I like have explosive gonorrhea," and Maury's just like coming up with excuses of why she did that.
Yeah.
And Ben's like, and okay, to be fair to her, like, I don't think she thought this was actually going to work, but what she was trying to do was like get close to him to like grab the mace.
Yeah.
And like it kind of worked. Because she was like kind of, as she was talking to him, she was kind of like inching closer and closer to him.
Yeah, but that's it doesn't fully work because Ben.
Ben, but then like Ben got pissed off at her and was like gonna walk away. So like her plan almost didn't work.
I like that Ben saw right through this, and he even mentions like, "Hey, like I'm gay, but like even if I wasn't."
No, I love that where he was just like, "Maury, Jesus Christ, I'm gay." And I love how she just kind of like kind of just like she's like, what? Like her eyes like go to the side.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah, so it was good.
And like, even if I wasn't, I would not fucking touch you.
I guess I can't blame him. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Ben's getting up to like I was gonna say walk away, but you know he gets up to hop away, and then Maury's like, "Hey man, can I like have your bat?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure thing, man. Have my bat, man." And then Maury grabs the mace from him while his like guard is down. And you know what? To be fair to Ben, so earlier Ben was actually pretty smart when he handed Maury the food. He was sitting like a couple feet away from her, and then he like took his crutch and like pushed the plate towards her.
Yeah, that was good. He's just making all the right choices.
Yeah. So he was being smart. He was, you know, obviously keeping his distance so she wouldn't try anything. But then obviously, you know, like he got like distracted and he kind of was just like, oh, you know, yeah, here's my plate. I get that, you know, like kind of just having like a brief brain fart, like he didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Again, you know, I'm not expecting these characters to be perfect. I'm like, yeah, I could buy that Ben was just like annoyed by Maury and he forgot to like keep his distance. So yeah, Maury grabs hold of the mace and sprays him, but Ben, you know, powering through the pain, manages to like grab the mace and like flip it on her and spray her, and they both end up fucking falling to the ground. And Ben's like, "Oh my god, Maury, you fucking idiot!"
I just love I just love the dynamic together. I think we liked it last season, but Maury was such an unbearable character last season. We couldn't really like fully enjoy it. It's really weird this time around. I can't believe I'm saying this. Maury's actually become like a decent character like this season type of thing.
I know. Last episode, I was like, they're like actually kind of doing stuff with Maury I like. And this episode is like the same thing. I'm like, I get why Maury's making decisions she does. Yeah. And I'm like, holy fuck, these writers are like pulling a Shauna. I fucking hated her, and now I'm actually like starting to like her.
But I really like the dynamic. I really like the scene right here. I like Molly trying to flirt with Ben to try to get the mace, and then I like that Ben doesn't immediately buy it. And Ben's really making smart decisions. I like that he just let his guard down. Explaining to the mace was really good. Like, just this whole sequence was just.
Oh yeah, listen, that shit, fuck, as somebody who had to do that shit for the academy, that shit fucking hurts. Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that Ben's like fine. Like, I wonder if Ben had to do this shit, and he wasn't even in the academy or whatever type of thing. So, because he was.
Yeah, and Ben was too, because like the next scene with them, Ben is flushing her eyes out with water, which is what you're supposed to do. So
there you go. Were you allowed to do that?
Because if you'll like rub it in more. So yeah, you're supposed to like flush it out.
Were you allowed to do that when you did it, or did you have to feel the pain the whole day? I think you've told me this before, but
yeah. So we had to they sprayed us, and then we had to go through a whole course, and then once we finished the obstacle course, then we could get some water on our face.
Cool. And then
it still burns. Like the water definitely helps.
Yeah. It cuts to the intro. I haven't mentioned this yet, but they have a new intro. With the adult Natalie cut out. It doesn't cut to the winter anymore. Callie's in the intro now. Like, it's nothing crazy. That's why I haven't mentioned it, but I just figured I would. It's a little bit different. It had some scenes from this season, like in here type of thing. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I like that one. The intro will change even subtly to reflect changes in the show. Like Danny Phantom, I know in season 2. Wait, shit! In the intro, did they add his fucking logo onto his shirt?
Yeah, they did.
They did? Okay. And then for Ben 10, I know when Ben loses Ghost Freak and he gets a different alien, they change the intro to reflect that.
Not really a spoiler, but when we just get into the present of Better Call Saul, the intro is different, which is pretty cool.
Oh, cool! I didn't know that. Yeah. I mean, there's probably other examples, but yeah, I like it when a show will kind of reflect the changes as time goes on.
Even
same song and a lot of the visuals the same,
Now, one show that changed it, but it did. I remember we talked about it. They changed it to Death Note. Changed their intro. They changed it too early, but they changed it. So
yeah. I mean, Dragon Ball is going to go through a few theme songs.
Yeah.
Ben, again, back to Ben 10, they'll change the theme song every new show iteration. But again, with YellowJackets, it's very minor changes, but I'm glad these changes are made.
Yeah.
Because again, they didn't have to do that, but it shows that they put in some effort.
Yeah. And then we continue to talk about because your favorite scene we just talked about a bit ago is about to come up. So let's just why don't you talk about it?
Yep. So Ben has recovered from the mace, and he helps Maury flush her eyes out. Obviously, because she got maced, she wasn't really able to escape from Ben. And again, it makes sense that Ben kind of knowing how to deal with the mace was able to kind of recover faster than Maury and prevent her from doing anything. And she was still tied up too. So even if she recovered faster than Ben, she would be in a lot of pain. I don't see how she would be able to get out of her ropes.
Yeah.
And Ben even points out what was your plan there? And she was like, honestly, I was kind of just, which again makes sense. In this kind of situation, I would kind of just fucking throw shit at the wall, see what works.
Definitely.
Just try to, just fuck it. If you have an opportunity, take it, and kind of go from there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we've seen this happen in shows where characters are kidnapped and everything like that. I would, if I was in Maury's situation, I would probably try this out and everything like that type of thing.
I'm obviously try to come up with a plan if you can, but if you see an opportunity, you kind of have to go for it.
I think a big example of winning it was what in the episode Blue Spirits, when Zuko and Nate are trying to escape, they don't really have a plan. They're just trying to do shit and win it, and it's not working. Type of thing.
I was thinking Boiling Rock, where I remember Zuko was like, "So Sokka, what's your plan?" And Sokka was like, "I don't know." And Zuko's like, "What? I thought, you're And then Sokka was like, "What? You told me to wing it." And Zuko's like, "I mean, not like wing it like this."
That's true. I guess I was thinking that one though, because they were in more of a situation where they had to win it.
Yeah, that was more of like thinking on the fly thing. Yeah. Whereas that one, like the Boiling Rock one, is Sokka could have had time to think of a plan, he just didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, again, it's kind of heat of the moment. You don't really like think fully. But yeah, Mari didn't escape. So again, the intro didn't like really lead to anything. But like, you know, it's just kind of showing like Mari's trying to escape and Ben is, again, we're just kind of showing where we're at.
Yeah.
It was more so like for a comedic thing, which is fine. But yeah, then Ben sits down and Ben kind of levels with Mari a bit. He's like, yeah, listen, like, I kind of get why you did it, you know? Like, you're being held captive by a one-legged man in a cave. Like, I would probably try the same thing as you. And this kind of causes Ben to just have a moment of clarity of just like, man, like, what the fuck is my life like? I grew up in he grew up in the suburbs. You know, as he says, he like snacks on 7-Eleven. He goes to concerts he doesn't even like really give a shit about. He kind of just lives a pretty mundane life. And, you know, he was just being a substitute teacher just to like pay off his student debts while he thought of like a more long-term plan. But, you know, then he gets on a plane and fucking big plane crash, and now he's out in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of cannibal teenagers, you know? You know, he just has to be like, you know, what the fuck is my life? You know, like, how did I get to this?
I really like this scene a lot. This scene really carries a lot of weight because, you know, we got to see, like, the, like, dream sequences he was having the last season, which really adds to it. And we haven't had a character really feel this way yet in YellowJackets because, you know, all of them have really just turned the dog corner. They've kind of accepted that this is his life. Ben's not really at that stage yet. I really like this because he hasn't done anything morally wrong. This is like the only thing.
Yeah, again, he never like cannibalized or like killed anybody. Yeah, so it's like it makes sense for him to be so stuck on the like I refuse to like kind of become like this. You know, I still want to be the normal guy I was.
And you know, this is the first time he's done anything like bad, like really evil.
Yeah, Captain Mari. Yeah, it's like as extreme as it's gone. You know, he hasn't eaten anybody or killed anybody.
So this is just and I like when we have characters when they, you know, in Breaking Bad we had a few moments like this, like with Jesse when he goes through his depression after killing Gale. Walter after you know.
Season 5 when Drew Sharp dies and he was kind of going through it compared to everybody else.
So this is just really makes Ben stand out as a character and really just makes you feel for the guy. And again, don't forget too, he's only on this trip because, you know, he was too afraid to come out of the closet. I usually say that's a joke, but he was too afraid to come out of the closet and he could be open about his sexuality. So like that's the only reason he's on this trip, and now it's like fucked him up and everything like that. Like literally. So
I love when he just said he's like, I'm just a guy, you know. Again, the actor did a fucking amazing job, like tearing up and like. Again, even like the costume department, you know, like the beard, the disheveled hair, like he's covered in dirt and grime. Like, you know, you just feel so fucking bad for this guy. He has been through the goddamn ringer, you know. And then I do like this where remember last time Ben was like talking to like voices and like we couldn't hear the voices, so clearly it's like him going a little crazy. And then we hear like screaming and noises, like from Ben's perspective. But then when it cuts to Mari, she's like looking scared. So like it's again heavily implied that like Mari wasn't hearing what Ben was just hearing. You know, when Ben starts freaking out, like that. Do you hear that?
yeah,
Like, we the audience were hearing it because we're getting like Ben's POV. But like it's heavily implied like it's just Ben hearing that. Like Mari doesn't hear it.
I just really feel bad for this guy. It's so great. Like,
yeah,
this is exactly how it's supposed to be feeling, which is awesome. Like,
I fucking love this. They are putting so much effort in Ben. I love it.
maybe that's why we like this episode so much, because a lot of the focus went into Ben type of thing. So
Yeah. No, for real. Whenever it's a Ben episode, it's fucking amazing. But yeah, and then Mari again. It's so fucking weird. I hated Mari's fucking guts for 2 seasons, and then now they're actually like doing shit with her that I like. I'm like, oh my god. So Mari kind of levels with Ben a little bit, and now I think it's half and half. I think half she is like being legit and like telling, like kind of giving her perspective on things, and it is also kind of like to try and manipulate Ben a little bit.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, it's a little bit of half and half. Because later on, when she gives up Ben, it seems like she kind of hesitates. Like she wasn't sure if she actually wanted to like tell everybody about Ben.
Yeah.
But yeah, here she kind of shares a story about her little cousin, who was 4 years old, had cancer, and Maru was with her when she died in the hospital room. And she was the only person with her because her her cousin's parents, like went out to go grab food. Yeah, and then Mari was the only one with her, and how she was just in the room with her watching like a kid's cartoon. And then her cousin died, and then after the death, Mari was just in the waiting room, still watching the same episode, and how for Mari it felt so weird how this big life-changing like tragedy just happened, you know, like her child relative dying of cancer, but like the episode continued on as if nothing happened.
Yeah.
And how Mari explains it, like, you know, because Ben was like, how could my life turn out this badly? And Mari explains it like her perspective. It's like life is always like this. There's a good part and a bad part, and the bad part is always there. But like it's just kind of in hiding, you know.
Yeah, very relatable thing to be talking about because everyone goes through bad parts, and then you know, you could be in a bad part of life, but like, well, it's just gonna go on around you, type of thing. So
yeah. Hey, we gotta pause here for a second.
we're back.
Sorry about that. I just got a phone call, so we had to pause for 2 seconds. Hey, don't worry. This time it wasn't a whole different day like it usually is.
Yeah, it's 2 seconds. Like,
yeah.
How have you been? A lot can happen in 2 seconds.
Yeah. But yeah, continuing on. Ben asks Mari why she told him that story, and as I explained, Mari kind of gives her piece that like life can always be this bad. It's just that like again, it's kind of always in hiding. Like you don't really notice it until stuff like this happens.
Yeah.
And then you know, Ben kind of says like, no, sorry, Mari kind of says like, so coach, like what you asked me what my plan was when I maced you. What's your plan? Are you just, you know, how long are you going to keep me prisoner? And yeah, you know, it's a really good point because I mean, even earlier when he first took her, it was pretty obvious. He even said himself, like he just needs to think of what he's going to do with her. You know, like he clearly, like he couldn't just let her go back there to them and like let them know that he's still alive. But he's like, he didn't want to kill her either, so he's just kind of in between a rock and a hard place of like, fuck, what do I do with her? And it's like, yeah, you know, like what do you do in this situation, you know? Yeah. Obviously, like the safest thing is to just kill her, but like obviously Ben doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So I really like this contrast right here, and Ben's just in a dilemma of like, what the hell do I do, type of thing. So
yeah, and then we cut to a little bit later. And Ben looks very, like, somber and like he knows he's about to make a stupid decision. Well, not stupid, but like he knows this could very easily backfire, and he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
And he tells Mara to stand up, and she notices he has a knife in his hand, and Mari like thinks that Ben is gonna kill her.
And, you know, with the way it was written...
I forgot to mention earlier, but when Mari's, like, saying, you know, Ben should let her go, she explains that, like, listen, I'll leave you out of the story. You know, I'll just say I fell in a hole and I twisted my leg and I got lost for a couple days. I won't mention you. So, yeah, Mari is like, pleading, like, listen, like, just let me go. I won't tell anybody. Please, please, please. And then Ben...
and this scene was written where you think Ben's gonna, I think, probably kill her You don't really know
Well,
what.
I mean, like, I think it was pretty obvious he was going to let her go, but like again, I guess it was kind of like a 50-50 thing. Like it's not clear
Yeah.
what he's going to do.
Yeah.
But again, I was thinking like obviously he was going to let her go.
Me too.
But I think even Ben was kind of like debating on it up until the last second. Like he wasn't even fully sure what he was going to do.
Yeah.
Because again, the actor was doing an amazing job of showing his like conflict. But yeah, he ends up cutting the rope and he just tells Mari to get out of here. And I guess Mari still I guess like Mari again, the adrenaline's still pumping. Like she was like, thinking he might change his mind. And again, she's just still like panicked. Even though he's letting her go, she just like immediately picks up the rock, smacks him on the head, knocks him out, and darts off.
Yeah. Can't blame her for making this choice.
Again, I can't blame her. Like again, like in the situation, she's like panicked and is just like immediately like fuck him free. But like maybe she didn't even like fully process it. Like he was letting her go.
Well, especially too, she knows Ben's kind of losing it a little bit too, so she doesn't know what Ben's.
Yeah,
gonna do.
She just like before Ben changes his mind. Fuck,
But again,
yes,
we kind of, because we could talk about this, because this ends up backfiring on Ben. I totally buy Ben making this decision. He doesn't want to morally kill anybody, and maybe Ben took a risk. And said like, hey, like I'm just gonna try to take your word for it, because obviously we'll mention at the end of the episode when he gets captured, he doesn't really seem like sad or happy that he gets captured, type of thing. So it's almost like he expected he was gonna get captured and all that type of stuff. But
yeah, like once he probably woke up from Mari knocking him out, he probably assumed like it was gonna happen. Yeah, again, I think he just tried to take a risk. Like he was like, "Fuck, my options are kill her or let her go, and if she leaves, she might tell them, but she might not, And I think he was just kind of hoping and praying that she would go and then not tell anybody,
but I really
I don't blame him. I think that makes sense for his character. Again, he hasn't killed or eaten anybody. The kidnapping Mari was like the worst thing he's done. Like I could totally buy that. He's like, "Fuck, I'll kill you. Like I can't do it." Let you go, and I'll kind of just like hope that you don't tell anybody.
And what I really like about this decision, we talked about how great it is. Ben's made all the right decisions and everything like that. Sometimes it could just take one wrong decision and the whole life is just fucked up and everything like that.
Yeah, and it's like Ben made the moral decision. He didn't make the smartest decision, but he made the right decision. Like he made the most moral decision.
Yeah. So.
And I like that. Again, because something I've complained about is when the characters make fucking decisions that are completely moronic. Like, why the fuck would you do that ever? This is no, I totally 100% get why Ben did this.
Me too. What a guy.
Yeah, I know. Again, the writers fucking like put all their energy into Ben. Like, it's like, fuck, man. Ben is so good.
What do you think the energy will go like if he does die? Like, is it gonna go to like his dead body? Like he'll still like even
not Travis, that's for sure.
Well, I can't anymore. Travis's death is was not. Yeah, let's not talk about that.
I couldn't even Travis.
I know. I would probably wait for me to say.
I think another reason why this episode was good is because Travis fucking didn't say a word. He like looked at Lottie and that was it. And that was all Travis did this episode.
That's good. That's very true.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good thing, Travis. Maybe it's a
good.
Good...
Yeah. Now I'm like, fuck. I'm starting to like Mari. So I think now in the past, Travis is probably my least favorite character.
Probably.
Because I'm like, okay, now like before it was definitely Mari. But now I'm like, okay, I'm starting to actually like Mari. So, like, I guess Travis is my least favorite now. Congratulations, Mari. You got promoted.
Hey, when we do upgrade or downgrade in a weird way, Mari, again, there's only we've only been 3 episodes in. Mari still has time to, like, fall apart and everything.
Mari, listen, you're not in the clear yet. You might fall right back down. But for now, you're off the hook for now. Yeah. So we cut back to camp, and we get like one little scene. Again, this is like the only scene in the past that isn't like Ben related.
And it's still good somehow too. I don't know how, but it is.
Yeah. So this is a little weird. So okay, so like obviously last time we cut from Shauna and Backwards Cap Girl. They were making out while Shauna held a knife at her head. Now it's back at camp. Shauna's kind of off on her own, writing in her journal. And Backwards Cap Girl kind of comes up to her and is like, "Hey, do you want to like talk about, what happened?" And Shauna's like, "Huh? Talk about what?" Like,
Yeah.
Obviously, Shauna's kind of acting like everything that happened last time didn't happen. I kind of would have liked to see the immediate, like, what the fuck happened after they stopped kissing, but like, I guess we didn't need to, from how nonchalant Shauna's acting.
Yeah.
I guess it's just kind of like Shauna stopped making out with her, put the knife down, and kind of just like walked away, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking happened too. So
Yeah. But yeah, Backwards Cap Girl was kind of just like, okay, and was like going to walk away. But then Shauna just kind of says, "You can stay, like, if you want." But again, it's kind of just acting like she doesn't really give a shit.
yeah.
But Backwards Cap Girl seems pretty happy when Shauna like says, like, "Hey, you can stay." And she sits down next to Shauna. And then Shauna just kind of looks up and says, like, "You're not going to turn out to be fucking boring, are you?"
Was that?
And then Backwards Cap Girl kind of like smiles at that. And then Shauna kind of smirks at that too. And
Did they break the fourth wall again? Did they break the fourth wall again there? Because obviously, like, her character has been kind of.
Yeah, I know. Last time Shauna was like, "Oh wow, I didn't know you actually like had a personality." Now it's like, "You're not going to be boring, are you?" It's like, wow, they're really just laying into this girl for fucking talking like once every season.
I guess so. Well, one of the seasons she wasn't even like in, so.
Yeah. No, I think she was in season 1. She just talked like once.
I don't know. She wasn't.
Actually, no, you're right. Yeah, because her and Crystal were introduced in the same scene, but she only talked like that one time.
Yeah, so she was only in season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this little scene right here, though. This was a good this was a good follow up to the kiss, and again, I like the fact we didn't get much of it because again, we were focusing on the Ben stuff. I hope we get more of this. I'm okay with we get this little scene and then kind of moving on because Ben deserves his time. He Ben was on his lunch break. He had to take his lunch break, so this is something he had to throw in for his lunch break.
Well, he's now eating bats, Like, the actor's very dedicated to his role. He was actually eating bats in a cave on his lunch breaks.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah. I like this scene. It was pretty obvious that Shauna didn't actually, like, have romantic feelings towards this girl last time. I think they're kind of setting up that, like, Shauna's going to end up being a very, like, abusive partner to Backwards Cap Girl.
Yeah.
And I kind of said it before, like I was kind of talking about like what this could mean for Shauna, like if she's just like bisexual or like if she's like gay but she just kind of ends up with Jeff out of guilt. Or now what it kind of seems like it is that Shauna is straight, but she's just like so desperate to kind of like be in charge that she's like willing to be in like a lesbian relationship. And I kind of see. Well, I mean, the way Shauna's acting, like the kiss didn't even happen. We're not even sure if they're going to have like a romantic relationship,
right?
But the way it's played off here is that like they're kind of going to be paired up together, and Shauna's going to be the kind of one calling the shots, and she's again, like I said, it kind of comes across that she wants to be like the Jackie in a relationship,
Yeah,
like she wants to be the one like in charge and like making decisions, and she wants to kind of have like a Shauna, like somebody who's kind of just in her shadow and like listens to what she says.
Yeah, I definitely get that vibe. I do wonder how much of this they're gonna do like in the immediate future because obviously I think the Ben plot is gonna take up a lot of the at least the next couple episodes. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with this in the past.
Yeah, like we were talking about off camera, because of what happens at the end of this episode. Ben is probably not going to make it to the season finale. He's probably got like 2 more episodes. Maybe like the season, like the mid-season, probably maybe like episode 6.
Yeah.
And it's like okay, if they kill off Ben, like what are they gonna do for the rest of the season? And I guess the rest of it could be about like whatever goes on between Sean and Backwards Cap Girl. Because again, it's heavily implied Backwards Cap Girl is like the stalker present day. So maybe they kind of have like a falling out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and there's other stuff they can do. You know, they have what they're doing.
Yeah, again, I feel like that would be kind of a letdown compared to Ben. But like again, I'm just kind of spitballing what they could do because like I don't know how they're going to extend the Ben stuff for the rest of the season,
especially with how this episode like ended and everything like that.
Again, like starting the season, I was thinking they were going to make the whole season about Ben. But like with the way this episode ends, like I don't see how they can extend it like another 7 episodes.
Yeah. But yeah, there's other stuff they can still do. They have like that stuff going on with Travis. I feel him trying to talk to the wilderness. They have that kind of going on. Obviously the fallout with whatever happens to Ben.
Yeah, the fallout. I hope we don't get more Travis shit because Travis fucking sucks ass. Like, okay, just like have Travis die in the past. It wouldn't make any sense, but like just kill him in the past, you know? Like, oh no, Travis fucking like tripped on a branch and broke his neck, and then he's dead, and then I don't know, he came back for like a little bit in the present and then died again, you know?
You know, technically, that was never confirmed that guy was even like Travis in the present. We just saw that guy.
Yeah, that's like Travis's other brother, Javis.
Oh, you mixed up. Yeah, well, I was just saying you mixed up Harvey and Travis because Harvey has a silent J in his name, so you mixed up Harvey and Travis.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like I was mixing Harvey and Travis' names, Javis.
That'd be awesome if that was stuff even like Travis. It was like some other guy type of thing.
I would love that. Yeah. It's Natalie's like looks at the autopsy report again. It's like, wait a minute, who the fuck is this guy?
You know, it'd been awesome if she goes after he like hung himself. It'd be like, wait, I thought that was Travis. Who the fuck is this guy? Like this guy.
Yeah.
It was like I don't know if you've ever seen that when the turtle like showed like Rupert to like Stewie, like he killed him, and then he just like killed some random guy, and so he was like, I don't know who this is.
Like I don't know who this is. Yeah.
I'd be like that. But yeah, let's get back to the awesomeness of Ben because he's about to take his lunch break is over. So
yeah. So Marty comes in to report that Ben's on the prowl again. His lunch break's over. He's coming to kill everybody. No. Honestly, I would love that. Ben just goes fucking Rambo and goes to the camp and fucking kills everybody. But yeah, Mari shows up and everybody's, oh my god, Mari, where have you been? What happened to your leg? And then, Mari's like, I fell in a hole and like I dislocated it. And then Shauna kind of comes up and she's like pressuring, like she's kind of the one like pressuring Mari the most of like, what the hell happened to you? Like, why have you been gone for days?
Yeah.
And like, how did you get out of the hole?
So I like this. Like Molly really didn't want to give up Ben, so you get kind of a you get she was kind of being genuine to Ben in the cave. She wasn't like complete bullshitting. I bet.
I think it was 50-50 because I mean she seemed like conflicted. She kind of like pauses and like the others have to prod her, and then she says it. So it seems like again she was kind of debating it.
But I do like she didn't like immediately give him up and everything like that type of thing.
Yeah, again, I think she was kind of bullshitting him before when she said she wouldn't tell anybody. But like, yeah, I think she was just kind of like 50-50 on it.
I do like it seemed like she was also like pressured, and there was really no other way she could like nothing she could think of that could say because obviously she couldn't get out of the hole like on her own or anything like that. So it seems like
So it is kind of like she was. I think she was gonna leave it out, but when the others started questioning her, she was like, "Yeah, no, I'll just say it." Because again, she like kind of just says like, "Coach Ben found me. He helped me out, and he took me back to his cave." And then the others kind of have to prod her for more information. Like she kind of just like she'll stop, and then the others will keep asking questions, and then she'll kind of go. Because
where was this last season?
Huh?
Where was this last season?
I know, right? That's like, Mari, you couldn't shut the fuck up last season. Now you're learning to shut your mouth.
No, I'm saying, where was this remember, like, people would speak in riddles and they wouldn't ask any more questions? Where was that last season? Where, like...
yeah, you're right. Fuck, I totally forgot about that, yeah. You're right. No, this is the first... Again, I would have loved it. She's like, Coach Ben found me and kept me hostage in his cave. And everybody else was just like, I have no further questions. And they just go on about their day.
Yep.
And yeah, if this was season 2, that's 100% how it would have went.
Or a man found me type of thing.
Yeah, a man. Okay, well, I need no further questions. I guess there's just a guy out here. Okay, bye.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? Thank you, season 3, for not having them speak in fucking riddles and having the characters ask questions. I appreciate it. So yeah, Shauna's like, hey Mari, do you think you could like find out where the cave was? And Mari kind of thinks about it for a little bit, and she's like, yeah, I think I could. And then Shauna's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go. Well, so Natalie was kind of the one being like, okay, like we don't have to go find him. And then Shauna's like, yeah, like again, this is pretty consistent because again, Shauna's been kind of the one questioning Natalie's leadership.
Yep.
So again, Shauna's like, okay, I'm gonna go look for him. And then anybody else who wants to join me. And if you don't, cool.
I also like getting other people's thoughts on this because like Misty also is like kind of taking Natalie's side, like doesn't really want to kill Ben, and that's pretty consistent because obviously she had a crush on Ben in season 1. Van's like fuck Ben type of thing, like wants to like kill Ben pretty flat out, and Thaisa I think is. I guess we didn't really get too much of her thoughts, but it didn't really seem like she was kind of neutral. She wasn't really leading either way. Yeah. And Travis, we didn't get his thoughts because he didn't say anything this episode. It was it's good.
Travis didn't give a shit when his brother or father died, so I doubt he gives a shit about this.
Hey, I don't know. You don't know the guy's emotions.
If Natalie fucking breathed wrong, he'd probably be fucking pissed.
Natalie could take like his gun by mistake and be like, "Oh, that was my gun."
Yeah.
Like the guy from the guy in the Freelancer saga who like got really defensive at that other guy for like taking his gun when there's a big fight going on.
It's like, dude, it doesn't matter. Like, no, it doesn't matter. This is my gun.
And Travis would like not be comedic about it. He would be like it would be like an emotional like few episodes.
Yeah, like you took my gun. I'm not going to talk to you for 3 episodes, and then I'll forgive you off screen.
Which is kind of what happens.
Yeah. So yeah, everybody's getting ready to go and find Ben. Meanwhile, now that Travis is saying like, oh, somebody else is talking to me. Lottie's fucking hot on that shit. Yeah. Again, Lottie has not talked to this girl fucking ever. But now that she's got a whiff of wilderness juice, she's like, shit, I gotta be your best friend now.
She's like Ollie from Inception, where like she got a whiff of the dream sequence, and she's like just can't get enough of it.
Yeah, I know. She's fucking storing that shit like Walter White's baby blue. She comes up to Recast Girl like, hey, Recast Girl, you got any of that wilderness in you?
That'd be awesome if Wilderness was just a code for drugs for them type of thing.
I would like. It would make a lot of sense. And yeah, literally, Mari comes up to Recast Girl being like, this is all just a distraction, you know. Recast Girl, you have like the Force, you know, you have to like fucking feel it all around you. Like literally, like the way Mari's talking, the way Lottie's talking, she fucking feels like Obi-Wan, you know, like the Force, feel it around you. Use the Force.
I like Recast Girl #1's like reaction where she's just like nah.
I love it. Hey, it's like, hey Lottie, how many schizo pills do you have? And she's like 0. And it's like, oh, that's how many fucks I gave, Lottie.
She's like, I'm gonna go be a part of this great Ben plot right here, so I can. Because think about it, she would have got the screen time she got if she wasn't in that Ben plot type of thing. So.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny how I will say it is pretty obvious when they're gonna like use a character, you know, like a new character, because like obviously Crystal last season they introduced her in episode 1, and then she was like talking a shit ton after that. You know, and then it's like Recast Girl said fucking like 2 things last season, and then like it became pretty obvious like when she talked to Travis she's gonna like do more. Yeah, and in this episode is a shit ton of screen time.
Don't forget, because you haven't noticed this. There was a new cast member in episode 1 of the season 3. She hasn't talked one time. Hasn't been shown.
Yeah, no, again, and then season 4 they'll probably have that character talk like 2 times in episode 1. And it's gonna be like, okay, this character's gonna be like talking a lot for the rest of the season.
Imagine it's an accident too. The actress has actually said like 2 words, like she wasn't supposed to talk. It was like a mess up. It's like, oh, I guess you have to. I guess we have to write a story for you now.
Well, I mean, backwards cat girl, where she fucking talked to Shauna like once in episode 1. It's like, okay, cool. You're gonna like actually like be a character of the season.
Yeah. So I guess that's
Yeah, like if the new character talks like once or twice in episode 1, they're gonna like be talking a lot for the rest of the season.
It's good. It's good. It's good observation.
Yeah. Which I mean, I just noticed that because they've been doing it. You know, this is for like for every season so far. I'm like, oh, you talked once in episode 1. Okay, you're gonna be like talking for the season.
Too bad season 1 we didn't have like evidence of that. I guess it was because everyone was new. Technically,
Yeah.
But like, season 2 it was that way. Season 3 it was that way. Too bad we only have one more season of evidence of that type of thing.
Yeah. Well, again, like you said, they hired a new girl, like 100%. She's gonna like talk like once in episode 1. It's gonna be like, okay, cool. You're gonna be like a character for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I
mean, Kata's mom's only talked like once, so
Yeah, for the whole fucking show. I get it. Well, it's just like it's not necessarily bad. It's just kind of predictable.
Very much so.
You did not say you did not do jack shit before this point, but now that you've talked, like you're gonna like be doing stuff,
Yeah.
So
it was like when
it is a little predictable.
It was like in Breaking Bad. It was like in Breaking Bad, not necessarily predictable, but like when Lydia was like a new character in Breaking Bad, the camera like focused on her. She this is with hindsight, you kind of knew she was going to be a character the rest of the season, I guess.
Yeah.
So I remember there was like
I think actually with Breaking Bad, I think they did a really good job with Gus with that. Like it just kind of comes across as that he's like the waiter at Los Polos.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh no, fuck, like there's a reason we kind of focused on him for like that split second.
Yeah. Well, like, and then like when he shows up again, yeah, I could say this because you've seen season like the beginning of season 3 when it shows him again in the first episode of Better Call Saul. You like notice they actually doing it like purposefully, like putting him in the background and everything like that type of thing.
Yeah.
So. But yeah.
So again, I when a character is kind of set up subtly. Again, with YellowJackets, it kind of just feels like a fucking hand.
I guess Lottie's season 1 was the subtle one because she was.
I mean, okay, so Recast Girl is at least better than Crystal, because Recast Girl was present in season 1 and 2.
Yeah, it wasn't the same girl, but yeah, she was present.
Yeah, I mean, she like was there. She didn't really fucking do anything, but she at least like talked a couple times. Crystal was literally just like she talked once, and then now she's not shutting the fuck up.
Yeah.
So yeah, Recast Girl is better than Crystal, but it is kind of a similar thing.
I like how you say not Crystal's not shutting the fuck up, because don't forget she was sitting like in one of the episodes and Misty literally told her shut the fuck up in that episode.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, I just want to point out because again, Lottie has not give a flying fuck about Recast Girl at all, but now all of a sudden she's like, oh shit, you got some wilderness in you, huh? But yeah, Recast Girl tells Lottie to go suck a tree branch, and then leaves. And Lottie's like, I mean, come on, do you seriously still not believe in the wilderness stuff? And then Recast Girl kind of just walks away.
She gave like
Lottie turns to Travis, and Travis kind of just again looks away and walks off. So yeah, kind of like nobody really wants anything to do with Lottie right now.
I can't blame her. Well, I can't blame them, anyways.
Yeah.
Especially Travis. Travis knows she's on medication for like schizophrenia and all that type of shit now. I'm like, yeah, Travis wants I mean, I don't know why he wasn't that way in the present. Like, he went to fucking her when he was like starting to have like visions and everything like that. But no, in the present, it was like, all right, let me go see Lottie about this shit. And I guess he didn't learn his lesson from the past.
Yeah. But everybody gets ready. It's nighttime. And Maury is trying to find out where Ben's bat cave is. And I think it's Thaisa.
Yes.
This guy telling her, like, oh my God, like, do you even know where you're going, or we're just lost? And, to be afraid of Maury, I guess it makes sense. Again, she fucking probably booked it out of that cave as fast as she could and like tried to find the camp, And she has a broken leg. So like, yeah, it makes sense why she kind of didn't. She doesn't have like a great idea of where it is, and she even says herself, like, I'm trying to remember, like.
Yeah.
It's just like miles and miles of woods, like it all looks the fucking same, So she kind of has to be like, am I?
And now it's dark, so it's probably tougher to find it, type of thing.
Well, yeah. Well, presumably they've been looking for a couple hours,
Yeah.
And I like this where Shauna kind of comes up to Mari and she's like, "Hey, listen, don't worry, you got this. Take your time." And obviously, we've established Shauna fucking hates Mari. So this is pretty interesting, where she's like willing to like be nice to Mari because she just wants to fucking find Ben that badly.
Yeah, I think we talked about this the last episode, or you did. This is a little bit of a weird that like Shauna's really the one that's like fuck you Ben when they where they didn't really have much of a relationship the last couple seasons and everything like that.
Yeah, they like never talk, and it's well, I guess the idea is that like again, Shauna is just like lashing out at everybody, and like her believing Ben burned the cabin down. He's just like another thing for her to lash out on.
I guess so. Yeah, I hope it doesn't lead.
But like it is a little weird. She has like a hard on for like killing Ben right now.
Yeah, I kind of hope she's not if Ben does die, she's not the one that does it because she doesn't really have that type of relationship like with him and everything like that.
Yeah, well, how this episode ends, I'm kind of hoping it's like Natalie. That would kind of again help the idea of like why she ends up turning to drugs later.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
So yeah, they end up finding the cave, and they get down there, and it's like super dark and like super cramped. I do kind of like this because we only saw like a little bit of the cave before, just like the little section that like Javi was in before, and then obviously where Ben was staying.
Yeah,
but like presumably it's like a huge like cave network.
Yeah, it's huge. I didn't realize it was this big. Like, it's really,
I didn't either. Because, like, before, when Ben found it in season 2, he kind of just, like, walked in and he was, like, in the section, like, Holly was staying in.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is, like, I don't know if there's another...
I thought the cave was kind of small, but, like, I guess it's pretty big.
I guess maybe he went in another entrance or something.
Yeah. But they're at a part that's, like, caved in. And they're suspecting, like, okay, maybe Ben kind of, like, blocked this section off. Because obviously, like, he woke up and he probably knew Mari was going to tell everybody where he was at.
Yeah, definitely. Again, Ben making the right decisions if that's what he did.
Yeah, we don't know for sure. But, like, Ben was still down there, as we're going to find out. So, like, you figure, well, I don't know. It's like, where would he go, I guess? But, like, I don't know. You figure if he woke up and he, like, knew they were going to find the cave, he would have like left.
Yeah.
I mean, like, again, it's like, where would he go? But like, I mean, anywhere but the cave.
That's what I guess that's the only...
At that point, you start fucking wobbling in a direction, fucking hopefully you find that town Javi would go to.
Yeah. Like, I guess that's the only questionable decision I guess Ben made, but, I don't know where we would go, I guess, and we don't know how long he was out.
It reminds me, I've been making this joke about Javi for so long. Totally forgot. Jimmy Neutron did that joke. Remember that episode where Jimmy and Libby and Cindy got stranded? And then Libby, Sheen, and Carl were all stranded out in the ocean. And then like Sheen and Libby woke up and Carl came back with fruit. And they're like, Carl, where'd you get all that fruit? He's like, oh, that island over there.
Yeah. And he like swam to it too, like for miles type of thing.
Yeah. So I like the same thing of like Javi and Ben are like, hey guys, I found like bats and like shit to eat, and they're like, where'd you find that? It's like, oh, there's like a town over there.
Yeah, it's funny.
Owen, it's not just funny; it's fucking hilarious.
But yeah, let's continue to talk about because this episode's about to get fucking wild. And I feel bad you have to talk about
we get like Homecoming 2.0. Again, I was making that joke, but I think Misty fucking drugged everybody again.
I was thinking Lottie, because she's trying to get everyone to like...
Yeah, she's like, everybody fucking have a snort of this wilderness,
Yeah.
Sorry, my cat's being a little wild one right now.
Hey, we have a new channel mascot, which is good.
Yeah, I know. We got Moo the cat here. She's like, I, for one, love YellowJackets.
Yeah, but let's continue. Let's talk about fucking weird this episode gets.
So the cave-in happens, and Natalie decides, okay, look, we're gonna split up. My group is gonna try to like clear up this like cave-in. You guys like go down this like pathway and try to like see if he went down here. They split up the lanterns, and I do like this where Natalie and Shauna kind of have a moment where they're like telling each other like stay safe.
I like that
because obviously questioning Natalie's leadership, for a couple episodes. So it's kind of nice that they kind of have a moment of like caring about each other.
Yeah, I like that.
It's also nice because remember, a big complaint they had last 2 seasons was like the main characters like never talk in the past.
Yeah, and they're talking a lot in season 3 so far.
I like that. I'm glad, like Natalie's actually talking with like Shauna and Misty. She hasn't talked with Tysa or Van really. She talked to them in episode 1 actually.
Again, this would have been nice if Natalie was still alive in the present, though. That'd be better. Like,
yeah, it would have been better if she was still alive in the present, but I'll take what I can get. But yeah, they split up. And again, speaking of interesting combos, we get Shauna, Van, and Recast Girl. And you know what? The show is answering my criticisms. Something I said last episode was I really dislike whenever when people are like a couple, like they're fucking glued at the hip, like they're never separate.
Yeah.
Because like before, it was like Van and Tyson were always together, and like Travis and Natalie were always together. But I like that they split up Van and Tyson for this.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was really good stuff.
Yeah, especially because present day they're also fucking at the hip.
Yeah, in present day they haven't had a storyline outside of theirs type of thing. So
yeah, again, it's easy to forget. Remember, present day Taissa is married with a son. But the show kind of forgets about that.
Very much so.
Yeah, but no, again, I appreciate the show like being like answering my criticisms. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I like it too.
Obviously, not me specifically, but like like something I disliked in the show. It's like they're fixing it.
Yeah, because we did those reviews like while season 3 was already going on. So
yeah, no, they looked into the future. They're like, okay, this guy named AJ on YouTube, he's gonna have this criticism. We gotta fix it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome if that was actually the case. But
yeah, Shauna, Van, and Recast Girl are going through like this tight cave cavern, and like they notice a bunch of like leaking water, and they're having trouble breathing as they're going further into the cave, and the water splashes their lantern, and the fire goes out. So then they got one more, so it's super dark; they can barely see. But they get to a more opened up area, and then all of a sudden the one lantern they have starts flickering, and Van notices Recast Girl and Shauna are like gone, and then all of a sudden the lantern just goes out completely.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden Van sees a like door in front of her, and even she's like, "What the fuck?"
Hey, that's
and
it.
it's here you notice something's up, because obviously, why the fuck would like a regular door be in a weird cave?
No, this is normal behavior. I have a cave outside my house, and there's a door in there. It's with those monkey-tailed little boys,
yeah,
and
they're like the monkey-tailed kids and fucking whatever whatever else.
What was it like the? Wasn't it like that T-Rex that talked or whatever? It was something that talked that like,
All right, I think it was like an Avatar one, right?
No, it was the thing that he fights like before, like on the way. It was like all those talking animals in Dragon Ball. I was trying to think of.
Like the pterodactyl thing.
Yeah, the pterodactyl. That's there too.
Yeah.
The pig. The pig.
Is just like, okay, that's completely normal, but a door, oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, Van opens it up and she's back in the cabin. And there's a fire rage, and she sits down in the chair in front of the fire.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just say all of their dreams one at a time, because it's like split up. Van, all of a sudden, the fire is raging, and then she notices like the fire is like spreading around the cabin. But then she notices like a seatbelt around her, and she's trapped in her chair. And a bunch of arms are grabbing her and like keeping her down. I like this. So this seems like a mixture of the cabin burning down, obviously, And when she was trapped in the airplane, remember she was like trapped in her seat.
Yeah, I didn't catch the seatbelt thing on the first watch, but then I caught it on the second watch, so that was cool.
Yeah, so I like that. It's kind of because it seems like Van has had 2 near-death experiences with fire.
Yep.
Well, actually, no, 3. Because remember, they almost fucking lit her on fire, so they thought she died.
Yeah.
So I never actually noticed that until this dream sequence where it seems like Van has been having bad experiences with fire.
Yeah, I like this.
I'm guessing a lot of these like dream sequences are going to end up being like foreshadowing.
I hope so.
So I'm guessing maybe something happens present day with Van and like a fire.
Yeah, I don't know what that would be, but but that would be interesting.
And then we cut to Shauna's dream, where Shauna is just kind of floating around in a lake in like a pure white dress. In a lot of shows, like a character being in a pure white dress will kind of symbolize like purity.
Yeah, that's
So
obviously.
I'm wondering if that means something. Like maybe this is like Shauna, like before all the bullshit happened. You know, like losing her Jackie and like the baby.
Yeah, but she wasn't very pure to begin with, so I don't understand.
No, she wasn't. Obviously, she was a fucking asshole cheating on with Jeff. So I don't know. Maybe this. I'm not sure what to symbolize.
Yeah.
But she, well, this also reminds me of Bible Girl, and kind of was doing this with Lottie. You know, and like Lottie was wearing like a pure white dress.
Yes, very much so.
But like Shauna didn't really have any connection with Bible Girl, so this is kind of curious. Like I don't know what this means. But then because again, speaking of when Lottie was had dunked Mari under the water, Lottie under the water. Shauna tries to swim towards shore, but like no matter how much she swims, she's still out in the water, and then she begins to like sink under the water.
Yeah, this was sad. Obviously, this is the symbolizing, obviously, because she never got to get to know her son, and feels like the son was ripped away from her and everything like that. So,
yeah. And then we get Recast Girl, where she's kind of out in the woods, snorting all that wilderness juice, eating a bunch of weird ass plants. And then she comes across like their farm.
Yeah.
And then we get like talking alpaca.
That's totally normal. That's totally normal talking alpaca.
Totally normal. And, the monkey tail kid and the talking pterodactyl are just right around the corner. And it says to her, like, whether you want it or not, like, I forget exactly what it says. It's like whether you fight it or you accept it, like, it's going to get what it wants no matter what.
Yeah, so I wonder what that means.
I'm guessing this ties into what Lottie was saying earlier, because obviously, like, Recast Girl was like, I want nothing to do with the wilderness.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's whether you fight it or not, like the wilderness is like gonna get what it wants from you.
Also, the berries thing. I don't know if you remember, like in one of the episodes, in season 1.
Sorry, that was my cat being a fucking asshole.
But yeah, I don't know if you remember in one of the episodes in season 1, like she's like the one that knew what berries to eat, like don't eat these berries and everything like that. So that's when she goes and eats all those berries. I could be wrong. I think that was old Recast Girl, the original.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I mean, I probably didn't recognize it because that was a different person.
Yeah, so
But yeah, that's pretty much it for the dream sequences, and then they all the dream sequences like combine, and then they are in school, but like not like their regular school. It seems like kind of like a boarding school, like a much stricter school, like old timey school.
Yeah.
And we see fucking man with no eyes, like kind of just walk down the hallway, like pushing like a cart of books.
Obviously, this will mean more when we get to that scene with Thaisa, because we had already known kind of who he was by that point, type of thing. So.
Yeah, but okay, so this is interesting because, like, okay, so later on we're gonna find out like they were in like the cave, had like poison in it. And you could argue again, it's kind of like ambiguous of like, oh, was like the wilderness showing visions, or like were they just like high on fucking wilderness gas,
Maybe both.
But like, Yeah, but the thing is, like, the man with no eyes has been a strictly Taissa thing, you know? Like, Taissa's been, like, the only one seeing the man with no eyes.
Yeah, and Taissa wasn't even here, and she wasn't even experiencing.
So I'm like, Taissa was not here. This was a Shauna recast girl and Van thing. They have had no connection to the man with no eyes, and they are seeing him. So, like, this has to be supernatural, you know? That is my thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, it would make no sense because they don't know about the man with no eyes.
Well, it's like that thing you told me about when we got like a miniseries in the Epsilon unit with Church. We got like the Xbox Live guys, but that was also weird because like Caboose didn't interact with them, so he shouldn't have even like known about them, type of thing.
Yeah.
Your cat really wants to be in this video and wants to like.
I know, right? She has strong opinions. But yeah, in this dream, Jackie's actress is there. That's cool. I like that they've been keeping her around, even though she died in season 1. She was in a couple seasons in season 2, and now she's here.
Yeah, and I like that she's not like overexposed. Like she's only in like a few episodes, type of thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I appreciate that they like actually went to the effort of like bringing her in because again, she's like not in it a lot, obviously, because she died.
Yeah.
So it's like again, they could have just not brought her back, but no, they went to the effort of like flying her in and having her shoot a couple scenes. You know.
I mean, just like with present day Natalie, they haven't brought her back because don't forget, like when Natalie talked to Misty in the present when she was going through that thing, it was the past Natalie, not the present Natalie. So I like the fact they've done this with Jackie.
Yeah.
So this is, and it makes sense because as I was saying a second, like Shauna's obviously haunted by Jackie. It makes sense that Jackie would continuously like come back and everything like that type of thing. So
yeah. And then they do this thing. I think this was like a pretty popular thing in the 90s, like the ruler, where you slap it and it like kind of wraps around your wrist as like a bracelet.
Yeah, obviously I don't know much about it because I was only like 4.
I wasn't able to. So, but yeah, recast girl does it. She's fine. Van does it. She gets like a big cut on her arm. And then with Shauna, this is weird. So like it wraps around her neck and she's like fucking starting to bleed out.
And Shauna
died.
She dies. That's it. That's the end of Shauna right there.
Yeah, she actually dies for real. And then that's the end of the show. And then
I do want it to because
is like trying to rip it off her. Man, I like this, like where Jackie's kind of in the corner, kind of like smirking at this.
Yeah,
because you know, like obviously, like you said, present day Jackie's ghost kind of haunts Shauna and like mocks her.
I like this too because like Jackie threw the bracelet at Shauna, and that's why she's choking. So it shows like it's being Shauna's being haunted, and you find out why this ends up choking Shauna because I guess she was like choking outside of whatever this was and everything like that.
Yeah. And then recast girl is like trying to like rip it off Shauna and save her, but she can't. And like the teacher kind of just keeps telling her like you have to do it, and recast girl is like I can't. I'm guessing this ties into the Lottie thing again, where Lottie's like you have a connection to the wilderness, and she's like no, I don't.
Well, yeah, because the teacher was Lottie.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
I was about to say like I didn't recognize the teacher. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know because she had like her hair done up and she like looked different, so I didn't recognize it was Lottie.
Yeah, the teacher was Lottie, and she also
I didn't know.
She also wrote a message on the chalkboard, that said like it's better off not dying than dying or something. Like it was something like very cryptic, like that. I don't remember what it was, but basically it's like
what good advice? It's better to not die than die. Fucking thank you.
Well, it's like no, I think it's like the what I know, yeah, I really butchered that actually because that'd be a really weird message if that was written on there. And people would have to think about that one.
I mean, it wouldn't be a weird message. It's just kind of like a common sense message.
I think it's like the worst is like the deaths we know versus the deaths we don't. It was something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. So
yeah, I don't remember exactly either. But yeah, they all wake up again, you know, from Misty's fucking Doom Coming Part 2. I know they were in a part of the cave that was like poison gas. And fucking we see Ben dragging Van out. But like presumably like he dragged all of them out.
yeah.
So that's really cool. Like Ben fucking saved all of their lives. And I like Ben's being pretty casual with them. He's like, oh my god, you know, yeah, you guys gotta be careful that there's like all poison gas and like Ben's such a good fucking person. Like, again, he probably knows like they're gonna fucking fuck him up, but he's again kind of just like trying to maintain being a good person. Of like he's like, fuck, I can't just let them to die in there, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, Ben. You'd figure after Ben saves their lives, they'd kind of like be like, oh shit, maybe he didn't burn the cabin down. But nope. Immediately, Natalie shows up, points the gun at Coach Ben and says, like, you're coming with us, Coach.
I like there's like a mercy to it type of thing. Like she doesn't say like viciously, maliciously or anything like that. Like she kind of says it with a little bit of tears and everything like that.
Like she didn't want it to come to this because again, she was trying to avoid like having to go look for Ben. But now I think she kind of feels like she's the leader. Everybody wants to grab Ben, so she kind of like her hands are tied.
Yeah, and I didn't catch this earlier, but like I said earlier, Ben doesn't like get sad. He's not happy. I think he's just kind of neutral on this because he kind of figured this was going to happen.
Yeah, he kind of knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's kind of he let Mari go. He figured it was probably going to happen after he got knocked out. But and then like he saw them all knocked out and going to die from the poison, and he still fucking went in there to save him. Like Ben is such a good fucking dude.
He's MVP.
Remember, I don't know. It's like I at this point I'm almost positive he didn't burn the cabin down. And it was kind of like I don't know. I kind of wish it was like he did to kind of have that like morally gray thing happen. But like if he's gonna not burn the cabin down, I am glad they're doubling down on him being like just the best person there, like morally.
Yeah.
Because again, if they kill him, like it should fuck them all up. Because like they have killed like the only fucking sane one there,
Yeah, I don't really know. It's really tough too because it hasn't really carried over to the present, but obviously it's because I think they don't want us to know what happens to Ben in the past. So I hope once.
Right, and it's like I don't know. It again. I keep coming back to what Shauna said in season 1, where she's like, "Hey, Natalie, maybe you've done worse, but like I haven't," And you figure like. They find out they killed Ben for bullshit, then like you figure Shauna would kind of, admit that. But I guess maybe she's like super in denial if they end up finding out that Ben didn't burn the cabin down.
Right. Man, whatever Ben's fate is, it would really carry a lot. If Natalie's the one that puts him down, it would carry a lot more weight if Natalie was still around present day.
I'm hoping if Ben dies, it's Natalie that does it.
Yeah, it would be good, but it just sucks that Natalie's not around present day to like, because then she could like talk about it type of thing.
Yeah, because obviously like she's dead, so like we never get to see her talk about it. So like, yeah, it would be cool to like actually hear her thoughts on that.
Yeah. But that was the past. I love the past. I thought the past was really fantastic stuff. Past, most of the episode was in the past this time around too, where like a lot of the episodes, even going. Because, like, I would say after the baby, like, died, we haven't really gotten much of the past, so I'm happy that, like, we're getting a lot of focus again, like, on the past again. So.
But, yeah, that's why I ended up talking for, like, an hour and a half, because, obviously Ben, which we love talking about Ben, and, this is a very past-heavy episode. But, yeah, Owen, the floor is yours for the present.
So I'm going to start with the Shauna, Misty, Lottie, Callie plot, because, Thais and Van's plot's its own separate thing, but we get like a pretty big like reveal on Thais and Van's plot. That's probably the biggest reveal we've had in the present, so I'm gonna save that to the end. So we see the next day after Misty's quote unquote sleepover, Shauna's making pancakes for everybody, and Callie comes in, and Shauna's kind of trying to press Callie for information. Nothing egregious, but she's trying to ask Callie what like her and Lottie talked about last night. I'm really like we talked about the last episode. It's really disappointing that we didn't get to see that on screen. But again, they obviously don't want us to see that because that would give away the past. But it's just really weird because now we don't even get to see Lottie.
We don't even know what Lottie told her, So like, it's presumably Lottie talked about the past, but like we don't know how much.
Yeah, so I would have liked to have known, but then Lottie comes in. And Lottie kind of talks about, a little bit because Shauna offers her pancakes and she doesn't want them because it reminds her of a time being locked up and everything like that. And Shauna kind of tries to like meet Lottie halfway, say like, "Hey, let's grab lunch together." Basically, try to, I assume Shauna had a different motive. She was probably gonna press Lottie for information, but like, "What the fuck did you tell Callie last night?" But then Lottie says like, "I'm sorry, I have lunch plans today." And obviously, Shauna knows this is bullshit because if she had lunch plans with somebody, like, why the hell isn't she just, like, staying with them? So, obviously, Shauna knows Lottie's bullshitting, but obviously can't really press her for information. But then Callie goes off to do her makeup, and doing all of this, when Lottie says, "I have other plans," she gives Callie, like, a look, so it shows that they're gonna, like, hang out and do something, like, behind Shauna's back and everything like that. And doing this, Misty calls Shauna, and Shauna's upset with Misty that that she like went out and like allowed and didn't keep Lottie and Callie from talking to each other. So Callie's Misty's trying to downplay it and be like, "Look, I took care of it." At first, I thought like she had her on speakerphone, so I'm like, "Why the hell do you have her on speakerphone?" But she just had like a Bluetooth in her mouth. I said in her mouth, in her ear. But and Misty went to work. She hasn't gone there in like a half a season. That's progress. That's good. Good. Go to work. So, I don't know how she still has a job, but it's neither here or there. But I guess the boss is too afraid to fire Misty. I wouldn't fire Misty. I guess.
So he'll fucking end up in the basement if he doesn't.
Yeah. Or she, AJ, gotta get to the 21st century. The boss could be a she. So,
I guess I'm sexist. My bad.
And Misty wants to meet Shauna, and they can talk like in public. Obviously, Misty has a different motive because Misty is conducting an experiment to see like, to prove Elijah Port's theory if they actually are friends or if they just need her for something. So Misty had a motive there. This was a decent little scene. Kind of the opener of the present. Nothing really much happens, but I like the fact that we're getting some of the characters' feelings and we're getting some of the motivations. We talked about this off camera. It sucks how we got here because obviously we shouldn't have got here by Lottie staying there, but we're here now, and what they're doing with it is I'm a fan of, minus the annoyance of the last episode. What'd you think of all of this before I kind of move on?
Yeah, again, I like these interactions. Yeah, again, I think the major issues, again, I'm having trouble getting into it because I think it was stupid to let Lottie stay there in the first place. Kind of continuing that, where I think it's pretty obvious that Callie and Lottie are, like, up to something. You figure Shauna would just be, like, upfront about, like, no, fuck that. Like, you're not, like, no.
Yeah.
And again, it's hard to make of what happened off camera because you figure if Lottie really dropped some important info, Callie would be, like, reacting differently. Yeah.
But we never find out anything about that.
And again, it seems weird. Again, like when they're out shopping, Callie's so casual about like, "Oh yeah, hey, by the way, remember you like fucking were trying to murder my mom?" It's like she was so casual about it.
Can you imagine? Remember that scene where Walter, like, it was after he like murdered all those guys in jail. But the next time he sees Jesse's like afraid of him and everything like that. Like he had like a knife like ready to defend himself and everything like that.
Yeah, it'd be like, "Oh, Walt, you," like it was like sitcom laughter, like Walter.
Yeah.
It was like but yeah, for the scene itself, I like their talk, and I like that they continued the. Remember, Lottie admitted in season 1 that she likes to shoplift.
Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet, but yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying I like that they continued that.
I kind of forgot about that until, we got to that scene, but... Yeah,
I did too. It was a nice little callback to that.
Yeah. I still like that the characters from the present, the living ones are still, like, interacting, they're not just going off in the wrong plot lines, except for Thaisa and Van. But, like, they're not just doing the wrong things. I like that we're having that more. And again, it's nice because we'll get into the last if since season 4 is the last season, we need to have like more episodes where they do interact and everything like that type of thing. So, so then they're at the store, they're at a clothes store. I wasn't Sears, because that's out of business.
Is it? I didn't know that actually.
Oh, I maybe not out of business, but I know it's like, not, huh?
Downsized?
Yeah, I know it's downsized a lot. So, and they're going through clothes, and Callie gets really excited.
There was a big ass Sears at the mall we used to go to with kids, so I'm guessing that's gone.
Yeah, I think so. Was it on?
Also,
Is it the Kinston Mall?
yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's going through the winter though. It's not. A lot of stores are leaving there and everything like that. It's not a good time to be at that mall.
Damn, I think the last time I was there was when we went to go see fucking Detective Pikachu. Back when I was like in high school.
Yeah, pandemic kind of killed that mall too, because the type of thing. So
I mean, malls are already kind of like on the decline. Yeah.
well, the pandemic like sped that up.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, off topic. But yeah, that's cool. I love finding out my childhood spot to hang out is dying. Good to know.
And Callie gets really excited about this dress or this outfit that she's gonna wear, but like, Lottie's not really into it, and Lottie's even asking Callie like, why do you, did you want to hang out with me type of thing? Like, are you intrigued by me type of thing? And they have this conversation where like, she wants Callie to like define who she is without like saying anything like embarrassing, and like just really give her like a true answer. But we never really get anything on this. I assume they're gonna come back to this later on in the season, because obviously Callie's like in thought, but she doesn't really get a chance to answer. I'm really interested to see like what comes of that, because obviously Lottie's really interested in Callie from the end of season 2, where she mentioned that like Callie was really powerful and everything like that. So I'm really interested to see like what specifically Lottie's into it.
Lottie be like, Callie, use the force. Like.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So then she sees like this really expensive dress that costs like, or outfit that costs like $1 million, and Lottie puts it in Callie's bag, and she like knows all the procedures about like how they avoid shoplifting. Where she mentions like one of the mall cops is going off, is that by the door. One of them is undercover. And like Callie kind of seems shocked by this, but then like kind of goes along like with it. So I was thinking what was gonna happen was like Shauna was gonna find this and then like use this to obviously get upset with Lottie. But that's not what happens at all. She finds something else that causes her to get rid of Lottie, but we'll get to that later. I like the shoplifting scene for what it is. I like, I kind of wish we'd had like something like this that kind of would have brought Callie and Lottie together, but like I like this for what it was. And I hope we get like kind of more on this. I feel like depending on where the result of like whatever Lottie's interested in Callie, this scene could get like ruined, or it could be better. Only time will tell. What would you think of it? What did you think of this scene just contained?
Yeah, I like this scene overall. Like, I think it's interesting to pair up Lottie and Callie. Like, it's one you wouldn't expect. And yeah, I think a lot of this will depend on if we like Lottie's reasons for being interested in Callie.
I say that because I'm gonna come back and that's what I'm gonna say about what Thais's reveal later on type of thing.
Yeah, well, it's also like, again, I'm still a little. I'm wondering what Callie's motivations are. Beyond just like finding out what happened out in the wilderness. Because I'm like, you figure Callie would fucking hate this woman.
Yeah.
Curious what Callie's thought process is, and I hope we get more.
So then Shauna and Misty are out having scones, and Shauna keeps asking like Misty like what the hell happened at your little sleepover, whatever it was last night. And Misty very much downplays it. She kind of bullshits and mentions that she like put a stop to Callie's truth or dare, which obviously didn't happen. And Misty though is kind of like trying to start up a conversation with Shauna and like trying to be friendly with her type of thing. And Shauna like mentions like, hey, I have a bunch of errands to go do, because Misty mentions that like her staff meeting got canceled. And Shauna mentioned like, hey, I have a ton of meetings to go do. a ton of errands to go do. And I have to get like a gift basket because I messed up Jeff's thing. But you could tell like she was definitely bullshitting when she mentioned she had like a doctor's appointment. And I remember you mentioned that Walt has to tell when he lies because Walt will explain himself. Shauna has to tell when she lies, when she tries to like make up words or like try to she'll like hesitate and pause to think of an excuse, which I like. And but you pretty much can't talk Misty out of like not coming to hang out with her. She kind of has to relent. And then Shauna and Misty are driving in the minivan. This minivan's really been a staple for Shauna. I kind of like something to happen where we get like a proper goodbye to it. I know I say that because I remember like when Walt had his car, like he like sold it and like got a new car, and that was like the end of that. It was very poetic because it was the end of Walt like being done with living like an unfulfilling life. He wanted to live in the fast lane and everything like that. I kind of want something to happen with Shauna's minivan type of thing.
Yeah. She kind of does that thing where Walt did, where he like lights that sports car on fire.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And Shauna tries to like hit the brake, but the brake isn't working. So the car spirals out of control, and eventually she just pulls the emergency brake. And at this point, they've like gone into the grass and are like way off the road, like by a kid's playground of all places. These kids are just trying to have a good recess and just having a nice time at the playground. And, these 40-year-old women just have to go in there and just ruin it for them type of thing. So it's not cool. Be a good recess to have, though. Get to see this happen at recess. It's cool. And Shauna just goes off on Misty and... she thinks she's the one that's like has been stalking her and everything like that. And mentions like she's the one that left the phone in the bathroom. She's the one that messed with her brake. And eventually Shauna really just goes over the top and mentions, I bet your staff meeting wasn't even like canceled. And she mentions like, what the hell happened to you, Misty? Like, did you get abused by your parents or something when you were younger? Like, why are you like this type of thing? And she just tells Misty to get out of her van. And Misty gets like a look. And, like, mentions, like, okay, Shauna, well, you really have given me a lot to think about. And now you're, like, one of my worst friends. I like this because this was kind of comedic. And it fit, like, Misty and Shauna's characters. Because sometimes they're, like, they could be very comedic. But also, like, when they have to get, like, twisted and, like, very serious, they can. And this was kind of a mixture of both of that. And, like, Misty gets out of the van. She falls at first. I would like it if, like, the actress actually, like, fell by accident. And they just kept that in type of thing.
I would also like that, like Shauna brings up, like, you're, taking weird videos of Natalie in her hotel room. Obviously, because, like, Natalie mentioned that, like, offhandedly last season.
Yeah.
But, like, Shauna doesn't know, like, the context for that. So I like that, like, Shauna, it's like, that shit Shauna's not even involved with, but she still, like, holds it against Misty.
And Misty walks away. That night, she goes to her house. And she burns, like, a picture that, like, Natalie, Taissa, Shauna, and Misty took together. Obviously, that's going to be resembled, like, now she doesn't really... She kind of realizes that, like, these people really don't care about her. And she realizes that Elijah Wood was right. And unfortunately, Elijah Wood didn't get a lunch break this episode. So he was still working on Spy Kids 3.
Yeah, yeah. But, well, I'm also curious because, like, yeah, you're right. Like, she burns a picture of all of them. I'm like, I was wondering if she was gonna reach out to Tyson and Van. But yeah, presumably she like realizes like she's done with all of them.
And somehow, what I think's gonna happen from this is now I think they all gonna need something. And when they reach out to like Misty's gonna be like, no, like you clearly only like reach out when you need something. I'm not gonna help you this time, type of thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't get like resolved. Like Misty's like, oh, I love you guys. We're all friends. Like I'm hoping Misty's like. No, fuck you guys.
Or, because it's unrelated, I would like if Taissa reached out to Misty to ask about the man with no eyes then, and then Misty just goes like, no, fuck you guys don't care about me, and like Taissa like, what the hell's going on here, type of thing, And
Misty explains what happened with Shauna, and that ties Taissa into Shauna's plot. That'd be cool.
And that could happen. I would like it too if the picture they took was like a real Instagram picture all the actresses took together, because nowadays
I assumed the picture was from when they went to like the anniversary from like the end of season 1?
Yeah, potentially. Because I don't know if you know this. I won't say without spoilers, but they do a funeral for a character in Better Call Saul, and you find out that like all the pictures that were at the funeral was like a picture that like that actor took like on Instagram, so they just printed him out and used him at his funeral, like in Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was wondering like if that was a picture that like all the actors like took like on social media and they just used it like here type of thing.
Yep.
And then back at Shauna's house, Callie and Lottie, are making dinner. They're gonna, Lottie's thanking Shauna for their hospitality, even though it really wasn't hospitality. It was more of a force, but whatever. And they're gonna like serve.
Reality.
Huh?
I was trying to make a joke, but it actually doesn't work. I was gonna say because hostage and hospitality both start with HOS, but it doesn't.
Yeah. Everything's kind of going normal. They're just asking like when Jeff could be home for dinner and all that type of stuff. Callie has like Shauna taste like a sauce, and she notices that Callie is wearing Jackie's necklace from way back when, and Shauna's like asking like Callie like where the hell she got that, and Callie mentions that like Lottie gave it to me. And I totally get why Shauna acts this way. She freaks out. She says, like, why the hell did you give that to her? Like, do you know, like, how that makes me feel and all that type of stuff? And she rips the necklace off of Callie. She,
Yeah, well, I like what Lottie says, where she says, Shauna, it never meant what you thought it meant.
Yeah. And clearly, obviously, Shauna's PTSD is, like, kicking in and everything like that. And she's obviously hurt because she's, like, thinking of Jackie and everything like that. So, she rips the necklace off of Callie and she tells Lottie to get the fuck out of her house. And she leaves. Callie runs off and she looks obviously, like, very scared of Shauna and everything like that. And Shauna just there was like a bunch of glassware and like food on the counter, and she just knocks it all off the counter and goes into like a rage.
Like the most like emotional we've seen present day Shauna right now.
Yeah, I like this too. And I really like this, because obviously Shauna could have reacted this way. You have to find it out that like Lottie like convinced Callie to shoplift. And obviously that would have made more sense because that would be like her looking out for Callie. But I like that this was the reason that caused Shauna to like flip out and everything like that. And obviously from Callie's perspective, because I don't even think Callie even knows what the necklace like even is or anything like that. She just thinks Shauna's like just overreacting and everything like that. But obviously,
kind of reminds me of season 1 when she put on the YellowJackets uniform and she didn't realize it was Jackie's.
Yeah, so I really like this a lot. I really like Shauna's plot line. It was very good. I also really like this too because obviously I'm going to guess whoever the stalker is. I'm just guessing here. If it's backwards Capco, maybe she wants to get Shauna in a place again where like she doesn't really feel like she has anybody. Because obviously that's how they like sparked a relationship like back in the past. Because Shauna obviously was lashing out at everybody and she felt like she didn't really have anyone. So maybe that's what backwards Capco's trying to do in the present. I'm not sure. Because we don't know what this person wants from Shauna. I don't know if it's death, but we talked about this off camera. If it's not death, then why the hell did she, like, cut Shauna's brakes type of thing? Because obviously Shauna could have, like, died from that and everything like that. So if she doesn't want Shauna dead, then I don't know why she cut her brakes. So
again, that almost killed Shauna. Or at the very least, it would have caused her to get into an accident with a guy she would end up having an affair with and then kill him because she assumes he's a blackmailer.
Maybe she wanted season 1 to happen all over again.
It's more common than you think. It's more common than you think.
Yeah. But what do you think of Shauna and Lottie's like plot lines and everything like that? I really like them.
I liked it. Again, it was actually pretty short this episode. Again, because it was mainly a past heavy episode. I liked it. Again, I mean, obviously my main thing is the whole Lottie staying with them. But, like that's last episode's fault. That's not this episode's fault. But for what we get, I like the scene with Lottie and Callie. I like the scene between Shauna and Misty. And like I said, I love that scene of because normally Shauna's pretty like composed or like neutral on everything. So seeing Shauna just fucking lose it on Lottie was very nice. I liked it.
I do think for me to see Melanie Linsky, the actress that plays Shauna, do because obviously I've never seen Melanie Linsky play a role like this, so it's kind of cool. She's kind of taking it and running with it. Because even when she's Rose in 2.5 Men, she never like acted like this or anything like that. It was more.
Yeah, she fucking like screamed, you know. And so, that came from the soul. She did a good job on that.
Yeah. But then going through Taissa and
Sorry,
Vance.
obviously, so Callie probably doesn't know what the necklace means. That is really fucked up with Lottie. Because,
Yeah.
you know, she said it doesn't mean what you think it means. But, like, obviously, yeah, like, I don't know. It's strange because, you know, like, again, that was Jackie's necklace. Like, no matter what you think it means, that is still incredibly fucked up to give that to Shauna's daughter. So, like, I'm curious why Lottie did that. Like, I want to get her reason.
Yeah, I really don't know how to feel about this because, like, you know, because of how like it'd be better if Lottie was the way I wanted her to be. I'd be like she did this to get Shauna to do this, but I don't think that was the case. I feel like I don't know.
She was like surprised that Shauna got mad that she did that. Why you're surprised that Shauna like is upset you did that?
Because don't forget, she also causes Jackie's death in a way in the past because she stopped Coach Ben from stepping in type of thing.
As we all know, if you just let Ben do his thing, he will create a utopia.
Can you? I bet. I mean, they kind of created a utopia without him, but you know, in the past.
I mean, I wouldn't really consider that a utopia.
They'd still have the cabin. They would have everything.
Again, listen, they would have gotten rescued, you know, months ago if they let Ben do his thing.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't mentioned Ben's the one that fucking teaches them how to hunt. Don't forget about that. Like, it's without. Yeah. They'd be screwed if Ben didn't. Imagine Ben didn't go on that trip. That could be a what if. What if Ben didn't go on the trip? Like, they'd be screwed.
Or would have been fucked.
You realize that season 1, episode 1, Ben was like just a background coach character, and he's like our favorite fucking character in the whole fucking show. Like,
yeah, he's amazing. The reason this episode is our favorite so far is mainly because of Ben.
Yeah. But then going through Taissa and Van's plot, we see that Van is meeting with a doctor. I mean, I guess she did go to the.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that. It was heavily implied she was like bullshitting about going to the hospital. But I guess she did go.
I'm gonna guess what the bullshit was they probably said something like, "We're gonna take a blood test of the cancer. Like something looks, maybe not off, but something looks interesting here," and she was probably keeping that from like Taissa type of thing. I'm just guessing. And she's meeting with her cancer doctor. I don't know what they would call it, but it's a cancer doctor. Or nurse.
It's a cancer.
It's what?
It's the doctor that gives you cancer.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, you were healthy, but I now give you cancer. You know?
It sounds like South Park would do a joke like that, honestly. They probably have. But it reminds... I don't know why this scene just randomly came up with South Park when, like, someone went to get, like, a bank loan and, like, and it's like, and it's gone. It's, like, implied the guy's, like, still...
Yeah. I was thinking when Cartman was trying to pretend like he had Asperger's, so he, like, shoved literal burgers up his ass.
Oh, that's a good one, too, yeah. But Van's getting, like, you know... the info about her cancer diagnosis and everything like that. And we find out that, like, the cancer stopped growing, so she could be in remission. But then when she tells Taissa, like, later, it's not obviously 100%. They still have to do, like, tests and everything like that, so it's not fully confirmed. But I told you, AJ, that Van is Kenny from South Park. You cannot kill Van type of thing.
Yeah. He's even red, too. Like, Kenny wears the orange jacket. She's, you know, Van
Right.
red orange.
Maybe
they even say like again heavily implying this is like a supernatural thing because the doctor's like, I have never seen a case of like a cancer in your stage going into remission.
So when I hope it is, because that'd be really weird if all of a sudden the fucking cancer's just gone. And like, don't forget, I think episode 1, Van was like really sick and everything like that. Like,
Yeah, so again, it's like, when they first started, it was like, okay, again, I see this being like, just them thinking it's supernatural, but not actually. But the more and more stuff happens, the more I'm like, okay, like there needs to be so many fucking coincidences,
yeah,
for this to happen. Like this like has to be supernatural. If they get to the end of the show and it's not supernatural, then like what the fuck?
yeah. And I hope we get an answer on that. I hope they don't do like bullshit us.
I hope now that we know the next season's gonna be the last one, I hope we get like an actual answer.
Yeah. It's only one of those things where like it's up to the interpretation of the. Which I'm not saying I don't hate those answers, but I feel like we have to get a fucking answer on that type of thing. So
Again, yeah, if it's not supernatural, like the fact like all this shit happening is crazy to me.
yeah. And Thais is looking up like the news sites and stuff about the waiter that they killed because she apparently cares about that for some reason, except not the fact that she almost killed her ex-wife, I guess now. So there's that.
He cares very much about this waiter, but in about 2 seconds, she's gonna realize, oh, I actually give negative shits.
Yeah. And Van comes home and they kind of do that thing where like they both want to give each other news. So Van goes first. That could be a what if. What if Thaisa gave a news like first? What would would Van have even given like her news? This whole scene could have changed if Thaisa said her thing first, type of thing. So, but yeah, Van tells Thaisa the news that I just told you guys, so I'm not gonna repeat it. And Thaisa's like really happy about this, and then Thaisa gives Van the news about the fact that the waiter died and everything like that. And obviously Van's very like choked up about this and sad because obviously she's feeling like guilty about it. But then Thaisa mentions to Van like this is a gift and mentions first Nally, now this waiter guy. The wilderness has given us like basically some sacrifices so you can have your life type of thing. Even though I'm pretty sure in season 2 Lottie said that can't be what it is, but maybe Lottie was just figuring it out because Lottie really didn't confirm that was the case, I guess. But
I don't know. It's weird because when we're gonna get to this, because Lottie said it's satisfied with them. Apparently not, because it's still fucking killing people.
yeah,
It's it's also like, so this is a little weird where Thais is like, oh my god, I feel so guilty. Oh my god, we got this guy killed, and she's like, oh Van, your cancer's gone. Cool, I'm fucking glad that guy's dead. Fuck that guy.
I guess so. Again, I don't really think we need to use this waiter guy. I feel like they should have just killed Thaisa's wife off screen, and that could have been like the sacrifice.
Like conflict of like Thaisa loses her wife to get Van. And I feel like that would have been a good like guilt thing for Thaisa.
Yeah, but then when she doesn't care.
Owen was still in the hospital, like in a coma, and then she died around the same time Van gets her remission notice.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
And I feel like that would be a way of making it like vague, like if this is actually supernatural or a coincidence.
Definitely, instead of just
and this random ass waiter just dies like on the spot, like random, and then Van gets her remission thing. I'm like, there's no way that's a coincidence. Whereas it's like if Simone died from the car crash, I'm like, yeah, I can buy that being a coincidence.
Yeah. But this is pretty interesting. Thaisa mentions, that the wilderness gave us what we want. She lights a candle, and she obviously does the prayer like we hear the wilderness and it hears us. This is obviously really. I think this is kind of cool and really unique because obviously Thaisa in the past has been very against this shit. And it's kind of led to Thaisa and Van like fighting about it in the past, and like they had that talk at the end of season 1 about what Van like was kind of starting to believe in it because that's why she like died, or quote unquote whatever happened with doing the wolf attack that sucked. I was gonna throw that in there that it sucked. I can't just mention the wolf attack. I meant
every time it's brought up that like it did in fact suck.
I wonder if the characters ever win that up. Like, yeah, that wolf attack kind of sucked, didn't it? Like, themselves, like, they don't, like, they...
I love the idea of just saying it sucked. Like, she got horribly scarred from it, and she's just like, yeah, man, that sucked.
I mean, Van is a movie buff. She's like, yeah, that CGI didn't look very good. You know, like none of the secondary characters.
How that wolf scarred me. Like, it didn't even look like it was really there.
None of the secondary characters died either. Everyone seemed fine. You know, it's,
Like, fended them off screen.
it's weird. But yeah, I'm pretty interested in this. And this will be a cool contrast now to see Thais in the past, who really doesn't believe in this type of thing, and now Thais in the present, like, is starting to buy in. So this will be a cool contrast. And then later in the night, presumably, they're just watching Pee Wee Herman, of all things, which is kind of weird because
Romantic choice, but, you know, hey, you do you.
yeah. And you know, it's an old VHS tape from Van's video store. I think they said, like, she probably taped this because obviously it would make sense since there's ads on there, so it would make sense. Huh?
I think we brought up last time. So, like, what is her store still around, or like what happened?
Maybe the one just took that too. It's like, yeah, you'll get your.
All right, the bonus is like, all right, I'll cure your cancer, but I'm taking your store and I'm killing this random ass waiter.
And Natalie, I guess.
I guess.
I'd rather have my store. You know, I need to make a living. If I'm still gonna be a lot. I'm still gonna be.
You make a living, fucking, when you're gonna die. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but
it's like you're dying of cancer, like you're dying, and your boss is like, yeah, that sucks, but like, are you still coming into work today?
Then a commercial plays. It's like a sweets ice cream commercial, and we see this guy who looks very similar, and we see that his eyes pop out, and obviously this is the big reveal that we find out who the man with no eyes is, and obviously Thaisa freaks out about this. She obviously knows who this guy is. So what I'm gonna guess happened is she even says this, like, she watched this commercial a lot as a kid. She probably has like a repressed memory. Maybe this commercial was playing on TV like when her grandmother died, so like that sparked this up, type of thing. And Thaisa obviously wants to find out information about this, so she looks up the name of the store, and you know, we find out that it's closed, but they drive to it. Thaisa breaks into it, and they're trying to find out information on it, and then a wolf, no, not a wolf, a coyote comes up.
So, what are you hoping to like get by breaking in here? And Thaisa's like, I'm not sure. So it seems like even Thaisa isn't really sure what her plan is here, but she's just like desperate for answers.
Yeah, which I think is pretty believable, and I like the fact she like wants to get the answers now because obviously she's like waited all this time, and now she's finally gotten something. So
yeah,
yeah, the coyote comes in and has killed like an animal off screen, and Thais is asking the coyote what it wants, and Van says that you know what it wants, and that's like the last scene we get of the present. They just died off screen. That's it. That's it for Thais and Van.
I like how the coyote. Oh, what I want? I don't know, like $1 million, I guess.
Why not?
Yeah.
I like this though. You know, I like the fact that we got a reveal of the man with no eyes. It kind of sucks we got in the present. I kind of would have preferred we got in the past because that's been like mainly past Thais' plot.
Well, like, it seems like we're not sure if that's actually like the answer, you know, right? Well, because like they're like, oh, it was all repressed memory from like a commercial. But then they go to like the store, and they see the coyote thing, which is heavily implying like the wilderness like brought them there.
Yeah, that could be a possibility. Yeah.
Like, I mean, we don't know if the man with no eyes thing is like actually like fake or not now.
Yeah.
Because again, also like Van, Recast Girl, and Shauna saw it in their dream this episode. Obviously, like Thaisa wasn't present for that.
Right. I'm interested in this for the first time in a while. I've been interested in the Thaisa plot. I'm obviously skeptical because usually a Thaisa plot ends very disappointingly. So I'm excited, but I'm like, hopefully it leads to something good. It doesn't lead to like something very disappointing type of thing and bad type of thing. Because it's been both. But for this episode, I'm gonna give Thaisa and Van's plot a thumbs up. I really enjoyed it. You know, what do you think of Thaisa and Van's plot? Did you like it or did you not like it?
Best of the Van and Thaisa plot so far, because I think we've been saying like out of the present, their storyline's been like kind of subpar. So it was good for this one. I liked it. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Tice's switch up, how she's been feeling incredibly guilty about the waiter all last episode. And in here, she's like, oh, fuck that guy, you know? Like, as soon as she finds out Van is good with the cancer.
Yeah.
Well, again, it kind of reminds me of the Simone thing, where it's like, Tyson will feel guilty about something, but as soon as Van's in the picture, she's like, fuck everything else.
Right.
So I'm kind of hoping we're not done with the guilt thing. I'm hoping we can get to that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. And that was this episode. I like the present. I thought the present was pretty solid. Obviously, the present wasn't much because a lot of the past was...
Yeah. I still think the Shauna's stuff and like Lottie's stuff with Callie is the highlight for the present. I liked the Thaisa stuff. Just, I think I'm more interested in the Callie stuff.
And that was great, the episode. I think I've been going first the past couple of times, so I'm going to let you go first this time.
I'm going to go A-. Really, really good episode. Definitely our first A rank for season 3. Ben is a big plus. And again, the present is really good. And not like a huge, like, hole like the last 2 episodes that like really ruins it. This episode is just really solid all around.
Yeah, I agree, A-. Same reason you said. I feel like the biggest thing that this episode did is you get all of the characters' like feelings and motivations and the reasonings and everything like that, which is good.
That makes sense for the characters. Nobody was really dumb. I'm just all around happy with this episode.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the end of the video. We're hoping to do another episode this week at some point. We don't know when, but we'll do it at some point. But that's pretty much it, guys. Is there anything you want to plug and promote before we get out of here, AJ?
No.
As for our stuff, we're going to continue to do YellowJackets. I think we're making some changes to the schedule again because we don't really know how far we're going to go. We're definitely going to do the whole season this year, but we might stop after episode 5, but it depends on what happens in that episode. But we're going to stop after episode 5, do a couple of other, like, extra videos like a Danny or like a Ben 10, and then do episodes like 7 and 8, and then like take another small break, and then do 9 and 10. At some point, we're going to do Star Wars again this year. We're going to do episode 5, right? It's
hopefully 2, if we can get around to it. That might be more like beginning of next year. And
we're going to do the Christmas special this year.
Yep.
We're reviewing Evil Dead. That will be up on Halloween Day. Or night, depending on when the video uploads. We have a lot of stuff coming up. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video, and we will talk to you guys later.